Oh, I believe we have Maureen Farrell, who is a reporter at the Wall Street Journal, who authored the story. Maureen, great to have you here with us. Does the board really have a shot at ousting Newman? He has more voting power than anyone else out there.
It seems like they do potentially, and that I would say is because, yes, he has the power, he has the votes, but the thing is, at some point, he needs more money. And what it sounds like one of the things that certain people on the board are going to say is that they need to go public, and there's questions as to whether investors will think that he is the right person to do this, to take the company public. There are a lot of questions around that as they went out talking to investors ahead of their formal roadshow before the IPO.
Right, and I've been sort of looking back and looking at SoftBank's other big investment, Uber, and the battle for Travis Kalanick to stay also as CEO. Can you maybe, because I know you also covered that intensively as well, how much is this is a similarity, a repeat of this very eclectic founder in both of these companies and a SoftBank behind these leaders?
Well, I mean, I guess there are definitely some similarities. I'm sure they would all point out a lot of differences too. But yeah, essentially, there are questions for both of them by SoftBank and others of whether they were the right CEO for the job. The difference with Uber is Travis Kalanick didn't have as much voting control as Adam Newman has. So Adam theoretically could just fire the board. The board could say, "We want you out," and he could say, "Okay, you're all fired." Again, the lever is probably going to be capital. SoftBank's the biggest investor. If they don't go public for a while, which there's so many questions right now as to what they're going to do next and how soon they could. SoftBank is the most obvious source of funding. There's a likelihood that they need funding in the next 6 months if they want to keep growing, to kind of continue to move ahead with their plans. So if SoftBank in particular is pushing back against him, which it sounds like they are, that the money is the big lever there, even though they don't have the votes, and Adam Newman has the technical control of the board.
So Travis was in a weaker position than Newman is now.
Yes, he was. And I mean, the other shareholders could go against him as a block a little more effectively.
And so, with this in mind, I mean, you mentioned a few things within that, but if he were to fire the board after they were to come to him and say, we want you out, we want somebody with more experience in, wouldn't that just signal more turmoil at the company, lessen the chances that more investors would actually want to get in on a company with this many head-scratching question marks and red flags around it ahead of them trying to go public?
Exactly. I mean, it's a technical possibility, but it's hard to imagine a situation where no matter how much he would want to stay on as CEO, that he would essentially kind of detonate his own company by doing that, because who would want to, I mean, just theoretically, who would ever want to buy into a company where the CEO actually fired the board and when they said no to him? So, and then, it could open up all these litigation risks for the company. So even though it's technically a possibility, it's a very fair point that the likelihood of that making sense to him, even, he doesn't want to destroy his own company.
Right.
So,
well, to what extent is this also a save face for Masa Son and for SoftBank as well? They need to, this company that they've propped up their valuation by continuing to invest billions of dollars into it. To what extent is this them trying to oust him to save face and say, what, we still believe in this company. We just need somebody who has the experience and the background that can continue to watch and bring us growth with this company once they do go public.
I mean, it does sound like they just want to get this company to the next step, to the IPO. And, theoretically, it's their biggest investment. They want the best for the future of the company. And it seems like right now they don't think that Adam Newman is the right one. And I mean, that's what it sounds like. And they don't think he could take it public. The company at some point really does need to go public. It needs money, as we said. So it does seem like it's their next step to kind of save this investment, get this investment on the right track. And they obviously really believed in Adam Newman. I mean, this was Adam Newman's company.
Right.
He had all the voting control. He was the co-founder. He built this. He was given a huge amount of leverage. Now they're really questioning it. So it's going to be kind of interesting to find out more about what exactly, was made them so nervous. And it sounds a lot of it was the fact that public investors did not want to buy into this company.
Absolutely. Maureen Farrell, reporter at the Wall Street Journal. Thanks so much for the continuing coverage around this. We know we'll speak to you soon.